Welcome back to my second painting showcase for Deep Madness. This is just the core set as I mentioned before. I'm almost finished now. I've still got a few investigators to do, I think about 3 or 4. I'll do a separate video for those because I need to take a little bit more time to get those looking respectable. So having said that, here we go, straight on with the first miniature, which is, yes, these. Yeah, I stripped all these. If you saw my posts on the Facebook group, I made a right mess. You can see some of these were blue, some were red. So, basically, Dettol stripped everything, back to plastic, and I've managed to get one done, which is this one here. Let's just zoom in a little so you can see. Okay. So now I've come up with a sort of paint scheme that I actually quite like. So I think I will do all the rest pretty much exactly like this. I don't know why I struggle with this, to be honest, Hysteria. For some reason it just wasn't happening, and I mean I tried 3 or 4 different paint schemes and I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to too much stay away from reds and greens because I've got a few monsters that are green. I've got too many probably that I think I've got too much red in. So there we go. That's the Hysteria, and the remaining 7 will be done similar to that. Hysteria. Husks. Husks, husks, husks. Yeah, I'm not sure about the eye yet. I've just put something there as a focus point. You can see the other ones I've not done that. So I may also not keen on the highlighting on the ribs. That was just me messing around. So I don't think we'll be retaining that stripy bit on the ribs, and I'm not sure we'll be keeping the highlight in the eye. It's a bit like Venom, this one here, the face. So pretty much all the same paint scheme. I think it was flat flesh possibly with ripened flesh shade, and then just a little bit of variation on the gutsy bits that are there. See, these ones are like darker red, lighter red, purple. Again, just messing around. Yeah, you can do what you want, but yeah, you don't have to make them all look the same. People aren't the same. Well, monsters aren't all the same, I guess. So that is Husks. Twisted. Again, just messing around with these really. They're quite a nice little sculpt. It's this with bone white, ripened flesh shade. There's so much detail and tentacles and bits and pieces on there. It's sometimes hard to see where one part ends and where another part starts. I mean, this is the one I've spent most time on. I've painted the other 2, but these probably still need a little bit more work. I've just tried to get them ready for the table. You can see some of the tentacle pieces on this one is not painted, and they've all got slight variations. This one is fleshy on these little tentacle pieces. This one is grey. So but a nice little miniature actually. I'm surprised they're not epic monsters because they're about the same size as some of the epic monsters. But I mean, maybe the epic means their abilities rather than their size. So I see a lot of people a little bit disappointed on the Facebook groups, and not a lot, some people, that the epic monsters are not the size that they thought they would be. But having said that, if you look on the Kickstarter, you will see that the sizes were clarified before. They were clearly marked on that they were the size of the monsters. So maybe it's just the name epic sort of makes you think of a huge Cthulhu-ish type monster, maybe like the one for the Simon game. But I mean, that would just be stupid. That's the Twisted. So let's get on to the epic monsters. This is the Phobia. Oh, let's zoom out. Okay. So a little bit darker than I wanted. I think the problem with this is when I did it, I put a gloss varnish on, and then, like I said before, gloss varnish seems to lose some of the shading for me. I don't know why. So I went back over with a matte, and I can't remember what it is. Is it gloss again now, or no? I think it's a matte varnish now. So basically it was red, corn red. I think it was corn red, then with some flat red and blood red highlights. And then I just today, or last night, realised that the tongue sort of, it didn't stick out enough, the tongue, so I just did that in a green, just because it looked like it was a nice contrast. So, and I also last night went over the shading I wasn't overly happy with, so I gave it a liberal coat of Nuln Oil, and that seems to have brought out some more of the detail. So yeah, I just maybe need to do some of these little tentacle bits, because I think because I gave it a few coats of paint, I've probably lost some detail in here. Maybe I can just use some of my favourite Dettol and remove that bit of paint and repaint it. Just need to gloss the little eyes again. I think they need to be glossed. But yeah, fairly happy with that actually. Came out quite well. Phobia. Okay, I did post quite a few photos of the substance. I started off with this started off with a medium flesh on the tailpiece, and I was going to do, or I did actually do grey on the torso, and I did post some pictures of that, and I blended it in using a brush, just dabbing it around just to blend in the two colours. It actually turned out okay, but then when I started doing some wash and highlights, the grey just didn't look right to me. So I have got some Vallejo inks, so I just got the ink, the red ink clearly, and just lathered it on the on the torso and hope for the best. And then again I just used a soft brush just to try and blend it in. I mean, it's not great, but it looks okay. I mean, that part on the leg there, I mean, I'm quite impressed with this part here. This looks like a big bruise on his leg. So yeah, so I'm not sure about the face, or if that is a face. I can't seem to really pick out any details on there that I could make a focal point. But yeah, all in all, I'm quite happy with that. It's got a nice sort of ivory look to it, I think. But yeah, I gave it a gloss coat or a matte. I think I've given it a matte, Vallejo matte varnish, but it seems to be a little bit more satin than matte. But anyway, that's the substance. And my final one of the core set, which is of the Epic Monsters, is the Madness Within. Yeah. Okay, we're not going to get light on that. That's not working. So yeah, and I was sort of happy with this last night than I am with it now, to be honest. It's a sort of dual-sided figure, like I don't know, like Janus, the Greek god with two faces. So you've got one on this side, one on the other. And I tried to go, I wanted something completely different. I wanted to keep away from reds and greens. So I tried orange, yellow and brown. So we've gone from a yellow here, blended into an orange here, and then this actually was brown on the main part of the torso, but I just highlighted with the same orange I highlighted the orange with. And yeah, it's not come out too bad. The only problem with this, I probably should have left it as that or used an Agrax Earthshade wash, because I did a Nuln Oil wash, to be honest. Let's just pull that up so you can see a little bit. I did a Nuln Oil wash, and I'm not. No, it didn't work. Just don't want to mess around with the camera while I'm doing it, which is not the ideal thing. So yeah, I think I went overboard on the Nuln Oil wash. Tried to highlight it back up, But all in all, now I've given it a coat of varnish, it actually doesn't look too bad. So I think I'll be leaving that as it is. What I've done with the bases, by the way, is tried to blend in a blue around the outside with a deep sea blue in the middle, and just sort of like stipple them together. That one is, you can probably see. Yeah, so sort of blue and sort of blended in with a deep sea blue. So yes, okay, I'm talking it, got off on a tangent there. So yeah, that is the madness within, and that brings me to the end of all the figures for the core set, apart from the investigators, which I need to finish. I have done Sam and Randy, I think, so far, but I'm not going to show you those because I'm not overly impressed with them. But I mean, they're okay, but I'm going to finish the whole lot first. All the investigators for the core set. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. There will be a third part at some point in the future if you're not fed up with watching my ramblings and paint jobs. So again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. It's up to you. And I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.